This is the New Leaf Podcast.
Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of the New Leaf Podcast. This week, I am joined by myself, thankfully, and Christian again. Which, not thankfully. But, anyways. So, this week, we have lots of exciting things to talk about, and also a game to look forward to this coming week, which I'm sure lots of people are excited for.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. We'll talk about that a little bit later.
We will talk about that later, but yeah. So, but yeah, I'm not sure about Christian, but I kind of had an interesting week.
Well, hold on. Before we get into that, we need to say
so
that
we had what are you saying? Sorry.
What?
Go ahead.
So we're gonna start doing the podcast bi-weekly.
Oh, yeah. That means every 7 weeks, right?
You don't know about English. Bi means 2, so that means every other week. I just taught you something there, Taylor.
Oh, thanks.
So yeah, we got a lot going on, and I think it'd be better to kind of spread the shows out a little bit so we can have more topics to discuss rather than just, talking about whatever, even though that's fun, but still. So that's what we're doing. If you didn't notice, last week we did not have an episode. Sure, most probably didn't notice because we don't have a whole lot of listeners, but anyways, that's what's going on. Got it?
I already knew that. Why are you telling me? It's not like you had to inform me about it.
I'm informing the people that listen to the show.
Well, you were like, got it? Like, you want me to respond, like, obviously.
Alright, that's it. Good. Talk about whatever stuff you were doing.
Sorry. Alright, well, like I said, I was just going to hand it right over to you because I was just going to say whatever, but I'll let Christian talk about his week just because my week was kind of annoying, so I'm going to have to.
Okay.
Yeah. But, So
you want me to go first? Is that what you're saying?
That is what I'm saying.
Okay. This week, I didn't do a whole lot except for sleep because, I don't know, work just had me really worn out, so I was like just sleeping almost every day. But I did play Chapter 1 of Valiant Hearts, The Great War, which is a free game, I believe this month, October, on the Xbox One. It's part of their Games with Gold program. This came out like at E3, right?
Yeah,
Around
it's been
that
out for a
time.
while. PS4 had it for free several months ago, and that's when I acquired it, but go ahead.
Yeah, so it looked kind of interesting, and I picked it up when it was free, but I hadn't turned it on until the other day. I played through the first chapter, and it's kind of cool. It's like, it's just a 2D side-scrolling type deal, but you have to, like, kind of solve these little puzzle type things and just run around and, I don't know how to describe the other parts. There's some parts you have to, like, hide from a machine gun or like sneak around and find stuff and kind of advance through these areas. But it's cool because what?
No, go ahead. I was just gonna say when it takes place, since you didn't say that. But...
I'm about to say that. That's literally what I was about to say.
Oh, okay.
It takes place during World War I, which
Yes.
is interesting because we don't see a whole lot of video games in that era. And it's all about this. Well, there's a couple of characters. There's like a French guy.
Yeah, there's 3 of them.
And there's a American guy, and then is the girl French too, or is she something else?
The
She's
girl
like
is like maybe like Swedish or something like that. I don't know. That's That's what she looked like. That's how she came across to me, was like Swedish, like blonde hair, and I don't know. But
Okay. Yeah, not sure
it's,
on
it's
her, but
some country over there that was in the middle of World War One that was
yeah,
not
some
America.
country. So, and it's funny because the family that the main character guy, the French guy, is from, I guess it's his son-in-law was actually German, like a German national living in France. And at the beginning of World War One, they deported all the German people because I guess they were scared they were gonna like spy on them or something like that.
Hmm.
So the son-in-law, who's married to his daughter, they have a kid. He gets to leave. He has to leave, and then you find out that he's actually fighting on the German side. Like he's been conscripted into the German military. So the father-in-law is now trying to like rescue the son-in-law. But yeah, there's a lot of sad stuff that happens. Like you get captured and shot, and people die, and all kinds of crazy stuff. Even just the first chapter, it's really gritty, I guess. Like there's people dying all over the place, and it shows like all the gas warfare and stuff.
I just like the take that they took of from a World War, like even a World War anything, like two or one, like the perspective they took of this game. It wasn't necessarily about like the battles and how great they were and like the death and all that. You know what I mean? It was
Yeah,
more
it's
of like
just about like you're kind of moving along through these battles, trying to trying to accomplish your own thing that you're doing. You're
yeah,
not really like
you're not really
connected to the
right.
battle.
You're not really fighting the war. You're
Yeah,
fighting your own war, essentially. But so yeah, I really liked it. I agree with what you were saying. I mean, if you didn't get to play it I'm pretty sure on the podcast beforehand I said that I downloaded it, and this was a while ago.
yeah,
But yeah, I really enjoyed that game. Unfortunately, it's just I don't know, when you have a free game, a free arcade game at that. It's just bigger base games just get your attention. Unfortunately, most of the time, so it's kind of a game that fell to the wayside in my case.
yeah. Those
But
games,
hopefully,
like I was just kind of bored. I didn't know what to play. I was just sitting there by myself. So I just like, hey, this was interesting, and I just turned it on to see how it went. I think there's only 4 chapters. It took me maybe 2 hours, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get through the first one.
which is a good amount. I mean, that's a good
Yeah, and
chunk of time.
that's only
So
because some of the puzzles, like you're running back and forth trying to find stuff and find out what you're supposed to do. Because
yeah,
the game doesn't tell you it doesn't really tell you that much of what to
there's
do.
no there's not really a sense of direction either. It's either back or forward. So
Yeah. So it's a lot of kind of like figuring out what you're supposed to do. But it was very interesting. And another thing too is I like history.
yep,
And you find like these little collectible items, and each one has like this little historical background of what it was used for. And every so often you'll get like a little pop-up that'll expand like the history of the mission you're on, like the mission where you're running around like trying to stop all the gas pipes and stuff from going up to the battlefield. You get a little pop-up that tells you about like some of the history behind the chemical warfare and what they did to combat it. And then there's other, like one mission you're running through trenches and trying to go through all these little tunnels and stuff. It like pops up and tells you about like the trench warfare on the different sides, what the Germans had and what the Allies had, and like how they use that as like a tool of warfare. So it's really cool going through and kind of learning some of the real history. They have like actual photos from that time period that they show on the little blip thing.
yep.
That just give you the little description. So it was cool for me as like a history buff, kind of going through and reading it. Something just kind of relaxing. It's not really like frustrating. It's pretty easy to run through. So it was pretty cool. I liked it a lot. Definitely recommend if you downloaded it, haven't played it yet, check it out. If you haven't downloaded it, you got a couple of days. If you listen to this podcast, you got a few days left to get it. So definitely check it out. Besides that, though, I didn't really do much except for play a little bit of Destiny, a little bit of Master Chief Collection.
Both great games, by the way. So, I mean, it's good, kind of playing Master Chief Collection and playing, really, I mean, kind of trying to stick towards the Halo 4 option in matchmaking, to kind of get ready for what will be Halo 5 on this coming week, but I won't talk about that yet.
Right.
But, yeah.
So why do you say that? Why are you leaning more toward the Halo 4?
Because, I mean, you and me both played the beta when it was out, and, I mean, honestly and obviously, if there's any Halo that's more like Halo 5, the beta, it's going to be Halo 4. I mean,
That's true, but I don't know. I didn't.
I don't
It
think they're
wasn't.
going to be, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying they're going to be like similar or anything like that. I'm just saying if there was one that I would play to prepare for Halo 5, that's why I'm playing Halo 4 a lot.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not going to play Halo 1 to get ready for Halo 5. I mean, I don't really know.
I kind of want to, though, like before I play the story of Halo 5, just see if I can do on easy, just run through all the 4 Halos, like just run through them super fast and then go straight
Yeah,
into Halo 5.
that's not going to happen
Why not?
because you don't have time to do that. It's Sunday and the game comes out tomorrow night. So,
Yeah, but I don't know if I want to play the story right away or if I'm going to wait till the weekend.
well, I'm not going to play anything else except for Halo 5. So, I mean, I wouldn't be able to put Master Chief Collection on. I don't know.
That's
I don't
fine.
know how,
Like I can do it
I don't know.
Friday.
I'm just saying, I don't know how you're going to do it.
I'm just
but
saying I can get home from work on Friday and play through them all.
Whatever.
I'm just saying.
Whatever, bro.
So,
But yeah, I mean, I agree. That's what I was kind of doing the same thing, but just with the Halo 4 campaign. I just really enjoyed the Halo 4 campaign. I don't know. The first 3 Halos were awesome stories, but Halo 4 kind of started to crack into the character of Master Chief, and I was really thankful for that. And I know that Halo 5 obviously more so does that. So I don't know. I'm pretty excited. If I keep talking about it though, that's all I'm going to talk about. So I need to talk about something else. So, are you done with your week?
yeah.
All right. Well, recap the week before last. I just played Destiny. Is pretty much what I played. So if you play Destiny at all, then you know like the exotic weapons. This week, in the last 2 weeks, I've gotten the Touch of Malice. And then I also got the Sleeper Stimulant. So the Touch of Malice is semi-automatic. Obviously, it's a scout rifle. Very high firing rate. High drops at 310 damage, so that's pretty high damage, obviously. But when you upgrade it all the way, the last node, 3 kills within a short time period will replenish your health. But here's the kicker. The gun never runs out of ammo.
Oh, really?
Essentially. So you could it's an 11 round clip. So let's say you are shooting your gun, right? And you hit the one, you got onto your last shot and you keep firing over and over and over again. And eventually it will kill you. It takes your health down when you fire the last bullet over and over again. So that's kind of why you have to get those kills within a short time period, those precision kills. So that when you do, your health will just go back all the way back up and you can just keep firing. Which it's cool. It's really good for the raid just because of the high damage that it does to the ultras. And then the other weapon that I got was the Sleeper Stimulant, which is a special weapon slotted as a heavy weapon. So it's a pulse rifle. But essentially what it is just a rifle that shoots a Spartan laser, in my opinion. I mean, that's kind of how I took it. And it sounds just like a Spartan laser to make matters worse. So, but essentially it has the highest impact of any weapon. So for your guys that have the shields, it kind of can take their shield down in one hit, and then also some of their health. But the cool thing about the special effect about this weapon is, what am I gonna say? Oh, if it's a hard surface, such as a wall, like I showed you, Christian,
Yeah.
the weapon will bounce off of hard surfaces, which is really awesome. If you're like in a really tight room and you're kind of getting overran, which kind of happens with the enemy known as a thrall, they kind of are overwhelming in numbers. You just shoot that on the wall or on the ground or whatever, it just bounces and it will kill all of them. Not really, I mean, maybe not all of them, but it would kill a good lump sum of them at one time because of that bouncing ability. So that's really cool. I was really glad. It's kind of one of those sought after weapons. People are like, "Oh man, you have the sleeper simulant," blah 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 blah. So I'm not gonna explain how to get them on the podcast because it takes a while to explain how to get both those things. But
We got plenty of time.
well, the sleeper simulant, you gotta do a quest, and then you pick up this item, like a quest item from it, which is it's a power core. But when you get it, it has no power running through it. And then you have to break down a legendary or an exotic heavy weapon to get the power core or like the batteries for it or something like that, whatever it's called. I forget what it's called. And then you have to do a quest to get one piece. You have to do a strike, I'm sorry, to get one piece of it. And then the other one, you have to wait for 3 different public events on different planets and complete those. And the public events you have to do are the Defend the Warsat public events. And then once you complete those 3, you turn it into the gunsmith. And then he's like, "Oh, go do this." And you do a quest. And then all you got to do is wait for the daily reset, and then he'll have your weapon. So that's how you get that one. And then the Touch of Malice is actually collecting 45 of the 50 calcified fragments within the Dreadnought, which doesn't take very long if you have the list of all the fragments. So it took me like an hour, I think, to get all 45. Not all 45, but like 37, because I had like 8 or something beforehand.
Yeah, I think I have all the patrol ones that you just find laying around, and I've got a
Right.
few of the mission ones that I've just found. But yeah, I still have to get the ones in the missions and in the strikes and in the raid.
Yeah. And then once you do all those, before 45 is the max that you need, but prior to that, Eris Morn, which is the what's it called? The Crota's Bane chick.
Yeah.
She gives you quests as you hit points. I think it's like 15 calcified fragments, you get one quest. 30 calcified fragments, you get another quest, and then at 45, you get the last quest. And the last one is called Hunger Pangs. And then you complete that one, and then she just gives it to you on the spot. You don't have to wait or anything. It's pretty nice.
Nice.
So, and I also got my exotic sword called the Raise Lighter. So the only really big difference between the sword beforehand and the sword after you get the exotic version is that you can just pull the right trigger. I'm not sure if you're familiar with like the raid sword, which obviously you are. Like the right trigger had that special movement,
Yeah.
It's kind of like that, a lot more powerful strike. It really uses the elemental effect when you do that one. It's kind of not just swinging that sword around. Mine's fire, so it really puts some burn on them.
Now, do you get to pick a different element from the original sword?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So,
But you said
what's cool about
you still keep
you're
the
right.
original sword, right?
That's what I was gonna say. What's cool about that is, because I have other characters. So when they spawn, or when I got my exotic, all I had to do was just put it in my vault, my old one, and then I just got the new one for my characters, or my exotic for my main character. So like my level 30 something Titan or whatever he is has my legendary sword. Instead of having to do the quest and all that crap, he just has it. So it's pretty nice.
So can you use that then to get the exotic on your other character?
And I looked into that, and the answer to that is no, because I have a buddy who tried and it didn't
So
work.
I figured.
So, But which that would be cool, but obviously that would be so like breaking the game if you could just manipulate the system like that.
Right.
But regardless, I mean, once you get the sword, it's really good. I mean, there are needs for the sword in various quests where the sword will definitely be your best bet to kill a certain kind of enemy. But in other times, I usually just carry my legendary LMG just because my sword is nice, but it's just not the weapon that I always want to use to kill the bad guys. So, but yeah, so that's my Destiny adventures. Oh, and the hard raid came out, so hopefully, I was trying to do it, but you got to be a super high light level, like higher than I am right now to do it apparently, and I just didn't want to like stress out and try and do that at a low light level and just get all mad and stuff, you know.
What's the recommended
So
light level?
I think it's 310 or like between 308 and 320 is the light level that you can have. That's what you should. I mean, I mean, I have good stuff. I have good weapons. It's just my gear that kind of lacks on my side. So once I get like a better ghost and stuff like that, my light level will be higher. But right now, my light level can only get to 302 with all those 310 exotics that I just said I had. So it kind of sucks. But yeah, that's kind of my Destiny portion of the week. And real life news, kind of been trying to keep Allison's head afloat just because she's going to be taking her GRE soon. And that's like the graduate test type
That
thing.
was like the thing that you in the military.
The GRE? No, the ASVAB is that. Thanks though for trying. Anyways, she just kind of, stressing out. Obviously, I mean, once we get married, she's gonna start going to graduate school as soon right after that. So she's just kind of trying to get things under her feet before she starts trying to walk. And she just kind of stressing out about that. So I just been trying to help her, in any way that I can. It's kind of hard to help someone study and do well if you're not with them, unfortunately, which just kind of sucks. But I tried and tried to help in every other portion I could without actually physically being there with her. So, and also in real life news, my one friend, Casanova, he actually PCS'd, which means he permanently changed station. So he's no longer here in Hawaii with us, which is pretty sad because he was kind of one of the first guys that me and Brago kind of became friends with when we first got here,
Yeah.
So that was kind of sad to see him leave, and Allison was really good friends with his wife, so, that's just how the military is, though, people come and go, unfortunately.
Yep.
So, but hopefully they'll be able to come to our wedding next year. We're going to try and get them to drive over. They're in New Hampshire now, so, well, they're not there yet, but that's where they're headed, so.
Okay.
And then another guy that we work with, Volk, he's actually separating soon, like actually getting out of the military. And he will be leaving in a week and a half. So yesterday we helped him clean his house, and he kind of gave us stuff or whatever. So I got about $200 worth of cleaning supplies from him for free, and then I also got a 32-inch 1080p LED Vizio TV for $50 from him.
What?
Yeah, so.
Wasn't your TV before like really small?
Oh, it was 27. Like it was wider than this TV, so the resolution is not as like square and exact,
Yeah.
So that's what's nice about this one is that it's a little taller and it feels more like a TV than just like a wide like thing on my freaking desk. But so that was really cool of him. I mean, I was really thankful for that. It's nice because now I'll have 2 TVs when I move into the house that I get before Allison comes over. So now we'll have 2 instead of just having. Not that it really matters or anything, but I'm just saying. But yeah, so that happened. I'm not really sure. Anything else? Real life stuff happened. I'm trying
Said
to think.
something about Best Buy.
Oh yeah, man, dude. I wish you would have said that. So This might take a while to explain this, but it's okay. Okay.
Well, if you sit there doing that, it's gonna take longer. So spit it out.
All right, so this past week, as all of you may know or may not know, because apparently no one knew except for people that had the game reserved, if you had the LCE or the console version reserved for Halo 5 Guardians, you got to get it a week early. And this is not for the purpose of playing the game a week early. It's for the purpose of pre-installing it a week early so that when the game does come out, you don't have to sit there and wait for it to install and then finally get to play it. As you know, the download's pretty big.
You came with a digital copy?
It came with a digital copy, correct. So, as you know, the download is pretty big for the game. So it was like, I think it took me an hour and such minutes just because my new internet, they upgraded it for free. I'm not sure if I told you that. I think I did,
Yeah.
but so it went pretty well for me, like no hiccups or anything like that. So I was pretty thankful for that, and it's just sitting there on my console now. But anyways, let's get to the Best Buy part. So I call Sunday, and I'm like, hey, blah, blah, blah. I go out there. I'm like, hey, can I pick this game up tomorrow night at 6? And the one guy's like, yeah, man, just come by at 6. I was like, all right, sweet. And me being the stupid kid that I am, which I'm not usually dumb, but I just took his word for it and didn't ask or anything. So Monday, everybody starts going off the hooks about, oh, blah, 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 like midnight release for Halo. And I'm not getting anything from Best Buy, not an email, not a call. So I called him. I said, hey, are you guys releasing Halo at midnight? And she looks and she's like, Halo doesn't come out until the 27th. I'm like, no. I'm like, you're wrong. I was like, this copy and this copy comes out today at midnight, which would be 6 o'clock for us, which you guys have done a midnight release. I know you have. So she's like, well, I'm not really seeing this copy that you reserved. I'm like, so I asked her, I was like, so you're telling me that I reserved something that's not real? She's like, no, I'm not saying that. I just don't see it. I was like, okay, well, I'm done talking to you, so I didn't say that to her, but so I was like, okay, well, I'll just come in then. So after work, I got down to Best Buy, I'm sorry, and the Best Buy is anywhere away from base is bad traffic, so it took me about whatever time to get there. It's just annoying. The traffic just sucks, unfortunately. So I get there, and I ask him, hey, do you have any idea about this? So I don't know what I'm talking about. So I'm like, okay, I need to talk to the manager. I'm like, I'm not talking to you guys. So I get the manager, and he's like, it doesn't come out till next week. And I was like, no, oh my goodness, stop. So I went over with him. I was like, on your website, it says 10/20/2016 or 15. I was like, now tell me that's not what it says. So he looks and he's like, oh, you're right. It does say that. He's like, well, let me make some calls. I was like, okay. He's like, okay, so he's like, at 6 o'clock, you'll be able to buy it. The registers will just allow us to sell the game at 6, so you can just come back then. And I was like, okay. I thought I had broke Best Buy, broke their system and told them how stupid they are. Lo and behold, I come back at 6, and the girl's like, no, it's not letting me do it. And I was so mad at this point. So I asked her to give me her manager, and she's like, well, he's on lunch right now. And I was like, well, I want to talk to him, so I don't care. So she gets a hold of him, and she's like, okay, well, he said that we have to wait until the Eastern stores close, and then we can sell it. I was like, you're an idiot. I didn't say that, but
why are you such a jerk?
I didn't say that, but it should make me mad, man. I hate when people don't know what they're talking about when they should know what they're talking about. Anyways, so I wait till 7, and guess what? No, can't get it. No, but the guy behind me was like a Best Buy vendor with that store, so he knew the manager. And he was like, yeah, man. He's like, if I can't get my console, because this guy paid $500 cash for the console.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, if I can't get the console, I'm just going to take my money to GameStop. You know that, right? And the manager was like, yeah, I know. So he couldn't get his game. So he's like, all right. He's like, I need my money back. So he took his money. He took 500 cash on the spot from them and left. And I was like, so I can't get my copy either? He's like, no, you can't. And I was like, well, can I get it tomorrow for sure? Because I don't want to be lied to again. He's like, yeah, we open at 10, so just come by. And I said, well, I have a job. I'm in the military, so my schedule's not really concrete. He's like, well, it'll be here whenever you get here. I was like, wow, okay. So, in all this time, there had been a couple of workers and one girl that asked to help me. And I told her, like, what the trouble I was having with their store management and stuff like that. And also the girl at the cash register, because I bought a water when I was waiting for that hour, you know?
Yeah.
So I come back the next day at like 6, and I pick up my coffee. And when I come to pick it up, they tell me that my receipt isn't a reservation copy. They're like, it doesn't say here that you pre-ordered anything. I'm like, what? And I was like, whoever your customer service is, like your manager down here, I was like, please go get her. And she went and got her, and she was like, I'm sorry, it says right here that you had, because I had turned in my old pre-order to change my pre-order, so she was like, it says right here that you did that. I'm sorry she didn't know that. I'm like, that's okay, you know, whatever. She's just dumb. And then I get my game, right? And I get it. I save like $60 on it because I'm a Gamers Club member. So after this, I was just so fed up with this Best Buy. I was like, my Best Buy back home is not like this. Like, I'm never coming to this one again. So I go upstairs to the gaming, and I'm like, hey, how do I cancel my my Gamers Club? And the dude's like, he's like, I'm not sure how, like, because these guys are cool. Like, they've helped me. Like, they are actually, you know, good people, you know? And they're like, yeah, man, like, we're not really sure, but I could try and find someone that knows. And I was like, all right, thanks, buddy. He's like, is there anything wrong? And I was like, your management just sucks, dude. I'm like, I'm never coming back here again. I was like, it wasn't you guys at all, I promise, but I can't deal being treated like crap. And the one guy, like, shook his head. Like, he was just mad that had happened or whatever. And I come down the escalator from the top floor, and this girl that had asked me yesterday how my troubles were going or whatever, today she's like, did you get everything taken care of? And I was like, yep. It's like, and I'm never coming back here again. I was like, I got my game and I'm leaving. And she's like, oh, well, I'm sorry to hear that. And I was like, not your fault. I was like, this place just sucks. So I'm leaving, right? And that dumb chick that works at the cash register, you know what she said to me? She said, aren't you getting tired of us yet? And that girl behind me said, yep, and he's never coming back. Because I had just told her, like, I'm not coming back to that store. And all the people at the front, like, looked at me, like, weird. And the guy was like, can I see your receipt? And I had it in my hand, and I put it up in the air and just walked out. Didn't even stop.
Wow.
So that sucked. So I called corporate and made a complaint for that manager.
You did not.
Actually, all 3 managers that were there.
Oh my gosh.
And then I called him and told him, you know, I was like, you need to do something about the store, like, and one of the gaming guys had told me that they lost like $4,000 in pre-orders because they weren't doing a midnight thing. So I was like, well, I mean, if that's what's happening, then obviously shouldn't you like change it to save money? I'm not really sure. But anyways, it was funny though when I called the Gamers Club like hotline to cancel my subscription, you know. I told her my problems, and then she's like, okay, well, there'll be a confirmation and your email that you canceled with us. And I was like, okay. And she's like, do you have any more questions for me? And I was like, well, I just want to tell you that your store in Aiea, Hawaii is absolutely awful. Dude, she ignored what I said, and she was like, okay, well, there'll be a confirmation in your email. Is there anything else I can help you with? I was like, nope, nothing. She's like, okay, well, have a good night. And I said, see ya. And I just hung the phone up. So that was my Best Buy ordeal this week.
Please tell me you're making all that up.
No, that's a true story, dude.
You sound like every entitled rich kid.
I'm not even rich.
You sound like it.
No, I don't. I
They
should be
wouldn't give me
treated.
my video game.
If I pay money to be a part of a membership, I should get the same. If I'm paying a lot of money, which, $30 isn't a lot of money, but if I'm paying money to be a member of something, then I should get the same benefits that like GameStop gamers do, or Toys R Us was doing it as well. I mean, come on. And then
Yeah, but
the
you
manager,
don't save 20% just having that card at GameStop.
what?
The gamers, whatever thing.
What are you talking about?
Why would you cancel that when you're saving money every time you buy a game?
Because Best Buy doesn't deserve my money, dude. It's
Oh
just
my
that
gosh.
simple. I'm not gonna go to that Best Buy and get
Buy
treated
it
like that every
online,
time.
Then
No, I still gotta go pick it up in store. I'm not gonna have it shipped to a military base. It's such a hassle getting here
oh
on
my
time.
gosh.
So yeah, that happened. I mean, call me what you will, but I just don't like being treated like. I hate when you're the little guy in a corporation and they can just treat you however they want because you're gonna give them their money and give them your money anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know. So that happened.
You probably didn't
So
want to help
now
you because you were being such a jerk.
I was being really nice to everybody except for the manager. So yeah, that happened. It was just really annoying.
Cool.
So no, not cool. My blood pressure was like above normal for like 3 days, but
You have a problem.
you have a problem, jerk.
The game's not even out. You can't even play it.
It was just the fact of how I was treated. It doesn't matter that I didn't get the game. It was how I was
Oh
treated.
my gosh.
I was lied to, and they told me information that wasn't true. They told me to come back at 6, and they knew that that was a lie. They weren't going to sell it to me at 6. They didn't even know.
You don't know what it's like.
Oh, please, Christian. I've worked retail.
I have to deal with jerks like you every day, so.
I wouldn't be a jerk to you unless you just took my money. But you wouldn't do that. So, well, you might, but
Yeah.
But yeah,
right.
so that happened. So I mean, I know it's a pretty exciting story and everything. So,
Cool.
and I think that's like the only other real life thing that I have to talk about. I'm trying to think. Yeah, I think that's about it.
All right, so
So
you want to talk about the game that we're highly anticipating this week?
tomorrow, the one that comes out tomorrow, right? Tomorrow night at midnight.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if you guys didn't know, tomorrow night at midnight, a game that everybody has highly been anticipating for, I mean, a while now, at least since last year. WWE 2K16 is coming out tomorrow.
Yeah.
This game has got new improved graphics, more characters than ever, and the divas are looking fine. Let me tell you, I was watching some gameplay for it yesterday.
And the moves, they've really nailed down all the signature moves this year.
Definitely, especially like the off the top rope, the elbow drops, man, like the way it connects with their throat. I mean, it was amazing. The video I watched about it. So, this game is going to be $60. There are no other versions of this game, I don't think. And WWE 2K15 is actually on sale for $19 right now with all the extra DLC on the game store. So, if you want to get ready for it, yeah, just definitely buy that, download that, and just get hyped. Just be John Cena because he's the best, and just do stuff with him the whole time. So that's what I would do. But yeah. So, how you feel about that, Christian?
I'm excited.
That sounded pretty good, dude. That was like really good, I thought. All right, so the jig's up. Obviously tomorrow WWE does come out, but I could really give two craps about it. The real game I'm worried about is Halo 5 Guardians.
Yeah.
So Christian, please tell me how excited you are for this game.
I am so excited. Hey, here, I'm gonna tell you how excited I am. I'm so excited that I'm going to take a nap after work tomorrow so I can wake up at midnight and play this game until I have to go to work Tuesday morning at 4 a.m. That's how
That
excited I am.
sounds like absolute torture. I'm so sorry that you're gonna do that to yourself.
I have to play Halo. It's
I
Halo
know, dude.
5.
I know, bro. I know. So, I mean, you can just hear it in my voice how excited I truly am. Just, I don't know. You can hear it in yours too, but man, our good friend Drew, 9mm Preacher, we've known him for like ever, like 8 years or something
Yeah,
like
since
that.
we were like babies. Pretty much.
He is the press guy for another community called Geeks Under Grace, which is just like a Christian, like a tech geek community. So he's like the guy that gets to go to PAX and stuff like that. And he's a good friend of mine. I talked to him. I talked to anyone on Xbox more than Christian, it's probably Drew. So this week I've gotten to talk to him and kind of ask him without spoiling anything, just to tell me about the game and his impressions. And then me and Christian also watched him Twitch stream yesterday.
Yep.
And I've actually been watching him Twitch stream a lot, just because I just am so excited to play Halo 5, and I'm just really excited to play Halo 5. What do you think, Christian?
I don't know. I've been trying to like not really get super into it because I don't want to like torture myself waiting for it to come out.
Excuse me. Like me? Like I have? Oh my gosh.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm definitely excited for it. And I've watched a little bit of stuff. Like you said, we watched a little bit of his Twitch streaming on Warzone the other day.
Which was cool. Drew was like, he told me he was, last night, he told me he was like super excited to play with me because I'm actually good.
Oh, he was
Unlike,
terrible. He was doing so bad.
well, I mean,
felt
I
bad
was
for
like,
him.
I wasn't gonna say because of him, but like the teammates he had were just garbage. Like, so,
That's
but
usually how
yeah,
it goes, though, right?
it usually is how it goes. But unless you have a team, it's usually like that. So I'm really excited about that. I know Drew said he was gonna play with me, so hopefully us four can maybe get some stuff going down. You know what I'm saying? So, is there anything that you might be looking forward to more so than any other aspect in the game? Is there something you're looking forward to more than so, or now that we know a little more about how everything's going to work with the game, is there anything you're...
I mean, of course, I'm super excited for the story.
Oh,
Like,
obviously,
there's a
yeah,
lot
definitely.
of theories, a lot of like confusion as to what exactly is going on. That reminds me too. This week I've been listening to Hunt the Truth,
The podcast?
Yeah, have you listened to that?
No, but I do know what you're talking about.
I literally like just started listening to it. I've only listened to like 3 episodes. You should definitely check that out. It is really, really cool.
Are they smart, or are they just saying like nonsense theories?
No, it's like it's almost like a radio drama. Like it's from this perspective of this reporter, and he's writing a story on the Master Chief. So he's like trying to he's like getting into the history of, of John.
Right.
And if you read the books, or if you know any kind of the background, you know how they're like abducted when they were 6 years old, and
replaced with the clone,
and
then the clone dies.
Right, and then they go through all this crazy training stuff. He's kind of like, and all that's like covered up, like nobody knows about that. And he's like starting to see this discrepancies in these stories, because on the one hand he's got people telling him about this John who's like super strong and beating up ODSTs in training and doing all this crazy stuff. But then on the other hand, he's talking to all these people that knew like the kid John, and they're like, yeah, he died when he was 6. And they have like all the hospital records and all this stuff. So he's not really sure what's going on. And he's kind of like giving a narration over some of these recordings. And he's like recorded himself making phone calls to these different people from the John's past. It's really, really cool. I think there was like 2 seasons.
Sounds like you got really in depth with it.
Dude, it is. It's like an official thing. Like, it's official marketing stuff.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not
Oh,
just
okay.
like some dude doing it on
Oh, okay.
yeah. It's not some guy just like doing it
Money,
on his
money,
own.
money, money, money. Yeah.
It's not just like a fan thing. Like it's official,
Oh, okay.
yeah. So it's
Hmm.
it's really high production, really good writing. The voice actors are really cool. They do a good job. Definitely check that out. And I'm gonna try to. There's like 2 seasons of it. And they're about 20 minutes, half hour long each episode. But I'm gonna try to like cram all of
Do I
the
have time to
episodes.
listen to all that tomorrow, but while I'm working?
You probably would. But yeah, I'm gonna try to like cram all of those episodes in there because I've heard a lot about it and I just never checked it out. So I'm just like, getting excited for the game. So I'm just gonna try to cram all that in there before the game comes out. And then I bought the version of Halo 5 that has the animated series. Is it
Yeah,
called The
Fall
Fall
of
of
Reach.
Reach? Yeah.
Yep.
It'll like explain the backstory of Blue Team. So I'm probably gonna watch that.
Well, if you read the books, then you know the backstory of the team.
Yeah, but it's been a long time since I read those books. I mean, like
Yeah.
probably 10 years. It's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go watch that before I do the story mode. I think too. I'd kind of get a refresh.
Are you really gonna do that?
I think I am. Yeah,
Why?
because I want to like go into it like super fresh. Unless are you? I mean, are you gonna play the campaign tomorrow, or are you just gonna do multiplayer?
I think we should play like the first mission of campaign and then do multiplayer.
Okay, I can do that because then, like, we can play a little bit of the campaign.
And then play some multiplayer.
Yeah, and then play
Yeah.
some multiplayer. Yeah, what do you think about that?
That sounds good to me.
Right.
Yeah, I'm beyond. I just can't even tell you. Like, I've watched the freaking gameplay trailer like 30 times. I mean, I love, I love the the mystery of behind what Chief is doing. Like, and obviously we don't know yet. And just the part where in the trailer where they're playing that song by Muse,
Yeah,
and there's one part in the trailer when the drums start hitting, and Chief is like walking behind this wall, like in the shadows, and it's just saying. I mean, I don't. I just feel like he has a purpose for what he's doing. Obviously, Chief's not gonna just go and the people might look at him and might have been told differently that he might be doing these things for the wrong reasons, but obviously, Chief has a reason behind what he's doing.
yeah.
So
And it's got to be something like pretty important because
because he's spent his whole life. I mean, his sole purpose is to protect humanity.
yeah,
And he wouldn't do these things that might be causing misfortune on humanity for himself. I mean, there has to be a reason. There's got to be a reason. I just don't see him doing this for his own whatever,
right.
So, but oh my gosh. Is there anything that you saw in the beta, or not the beta, I'm sorry, but the pre-release, like the Twitch streams? Is there anything you saw that you wanted to kind of comment on that you liked, or
No, I mean,
from
I only
from what
watched.
we didn't know before?
I mean, not like a whole lot, I guess. I mean, we saw a little more. I didn't watch. I don't know what else Drew played, but I only watched him play the Warzone. And we knew kind of generally what that was about, but I didn't really realize like the scale of it, I guess. Like
Like
it's
how
a
in depth
huge
it
map.
was,
Yeah, there's a
maybe?
huge map. There's all kinds of stuff going on. It's crazy. And the one part where they're like the boss guy came out and you had to like kill him really quick
Right.
to get something. I can't remember exactly what you got for killing him. But all the rec system where you like call in the vehicles and whatever. Just
That is so the requisition system is really cool. That's kind of what I wanted to talk about.
yeah.
Um, so
I saw on some of the like the advertising stuff that there's some that's specifically for the Warzone mode, like the vehicles and the weapons and stuff like that. It's like a one-time use, like a burn card from Titanfall type deal.
Right, which is like the vehicles and stuff like that. Yeah.
But then there's other rec cards that you use that will give you like armor or whatever that you can use
like visor colors, helmets,
right? And that's
like
the
that.
customization stuff that you use outside the Warzone.
Yep. But yeah, I thought the rec system, watching it in game, was super cool. Just the fact of like when you spawn, like as you progress in your match, you get more rec level, so you can pretty much essentially just call in better things. Is what it boils down to. And that's cool because it's not just like, oh, I can call in, whatever, like a Banshee or like a Warthog, great. That only does you so much good, but once you get to like rec level 7, you can call in the Mantis, that thing's going to wreak some havoc, obviously, And I really thought that was cool. And just how flawless it seemed. Like if you called it in, you got it. Like it just spawns you in it, like it respawns you inside of a vehicle, and you come out of this little platform, and you're right in the fight.
Right.
I mean, there's no delay, there's no anything like that, and that's kind of what I really like, just how smooth and how seemingly flawless the requisition system seemed. Because at first it sounds kind of confusing, like what is this? Like I don't really know what all it's gonna be. I had no idea honestly how it was gonna work beforehand. I didn't know if it was going to be like Ordnance in Halo 4, which is like when you're doing so well, you can call in like an extra weapon sort of thing.
Yeah, when I first heard of that, I got kind of scared because it almost seemed like one of those things where you can like pay money for more rec cards and then call in more weapons, like a pay to win type deal.
Right.
That's it. Kind of how it sounded at first, because there's a lot of games that do that. But yeah, it turns out it's all like in the match itself.
Right. So I really like that part of it. There's not really anything too intense about the game that I wanted to kind of talk about. Oh, one thing I did like about the game, I've said this before, I love chatter between characters.
Yeah.
Absolutely love that. And in the multiplayer even, because I was watching Drew play yesterday, like I said. This was like when I was watching by myself when you weren't watching. But he was playing SWAT, and someone died, and one of the Spartans on their team was like, friendly X at the lift. I was like, that's awesome.
Yeah,
like,
remember they did that in the beta. Remember, and you said
I know, but I mean, yeah, I know, but it's just the fact that I heard that again. It just reminded me. I was like, that's amazing. Like that's so awesome that they do that. So
I think the reason why they said they wanted to do that is to actually put it in the game. So if you don't know the call outs or you don't know what people are talking about, you can kind of learn from, just listening
what they
to
say.
The character chats. Yeah.
Right.
So that's pretty cool. And they made it to where it's like it's almost not like as necessary it was before to call stuff out, like for you yourself to call stuff out because the characters in the game are doing it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm just so excited, dude. I don't know.
One thing I did like about the Warzone though is like the scale was huge. I mean, it was like Titanfall where there's just stuff going on all over the place, and this is big map.
Because of the fact of, similar to Titanfall, there are AI enemies running around, right, as well as the players.
But the difference though is there's like in Titanfall you only got 6-on-6. The Warzone's what? It's
12v12.
Yeah, 12-on-12. So you've got more players, and you got all the AI guys running around doing their thing.
Right.
It's cool. It's cool to that's just a cool feeling, I guess. Is you really feel like you're in more of a battle
zone,
right? Yeah. Rather than just red team versus blue team,
like an arena. Other.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that a lot. And you can, hear the guys yelling at each other and run around doing their own thing while you're like doing your thing. And I guess it kind of makes you feel too, like in Titanfall, there's a different feel to where between like the little grunt guys on the ground and then you like being a pilot. like you're a lot more skilled than them. You can jump around in the buildings and stuff. It's kind of the same thing here. Like you've got the Marines or ODSTs, whatever you have, but then you're the Spartan, so you're like the big you're like the power guy on the map. So
that's always cool in games to see that, because that happens in every game where the Spartan is not the key force. And that kind of happened in Halo Wars, if you remember, like when you would call the Spartans in, the guys would like get all excited, or whatever, or what we were playing the Spartan Ops when we were playing them. Yeah. Like you have to rescue Marines, and the Marines are like, when they figure out that you're the ones there to get them, they're like, guys, it's the Spartans, like whatever they say, and they get all excited, and they are kind of in awe of you. And it's pretty cool to see that kind of, and then when they're like that, you're like, oh man, I want to help these guys. You know what I mean? Like they really,
right.
they look up to you, so you want to help them out and win for them. So that was pretty cool. That aspect of the Warzone, definitely. So, but just that absolute craziness of the Warzone battle area is just unreal to me. Just how much is going on, like you said. I mean, because we were watching it. And you could be on one side of the map directly fighting, like 6 people could detach and go fight the red team, and the other half could go and detach and fight the Covenant to get points for your base, you know what I mean, and like take over things. Because that's what Warzone is to kill like the enemy leaders to get points towards for your guys and like control the armory and control areas like that kind of thing. Yeah. So, but...
Yeah, there's like explosions and vehicles and stuff running around all over the map, rather than just like sometimes it's almost like really quiet when you're playing multiplayer, and then there'll be like kind of little engagements here and there, or like one big engagement between all the players. But yeah, in the Warzone, it was like the whole map. There's always something going down.
And something that was cool to me was it didn't seem like it was map-specific vehicles, because even on the one map, no matter what map they were on, it seemed like they could always call a Banshee in and stuff like that, you know what I mean? So it's not like you have to be on a special map to have a special vehicle kind of thing. Obviously, I'm sure there's some restrictions to that statement, but I don't know, I just really think that people are worried about what 343 was going to do with the game, and I really think that they have hit the nail on the head. I mean, Drew told me, he said, if you're a Halo fan, he said this will be everything you wanted and more. That's what he told me, because he knows I'm like a giant fanboy. So I'm just super excited, man. Just want to play it.
All right.
But to calm me down, I just want to finish up and say that I beat Uncharted 1, and I started playing Uncharted 2, and it's cool to, I know I just like took a 180, but I was trying to calm myself down. But it's really cool because I kind of had forgotten what happened in the story. So it was kind of like I was playing it for the first time, but then again I wasn't. So I kind of was still on the edge of my seat type deal at the end of the first one, because I totally forgot what happened at the first one, at the end of it.
Right.
And then I forgot how the second one started, and I was like, oh yeah, like, oh man, I remember, and I don't remember all of it, but as the story is progressing, I'm remembering things that happen and stuff like that. Because the second one, you start off, Drake is like shot in the waist in like the last train cart, hanging off of a cliff, like in the the Tibetan mountains, I think is where he's at.
Yeah, it just like throws you right in there.
Yeah, and he's like looks down at himself and he's like, "Oh, this is my blood, like a lot of my blood." And then you like climb up the train car and then get out of it like while he's dying, and it just kind of threw you right into it, and I love that, and I really would like to beat that tomorrow before Halo 5 is available to play. But we will see. But yeah, besides that, I'm not really sure what else to.
Well, we're at about an hour, so we can probably wrap it up.
All right. Well, if you hear this and you want to play Halo 5 with people who are decent at Halo, I mean, we're not great, but
I mean,
we're all right.
we're not great, but we'll definitely carry a team.
Like an 8-person team. But yeah, so if you have Halo 5 and you want to play, please message us because I'm sure there's going to be some kids that we play with that are garbage and it's going to make me mad and I would like to have a teammate like that we know. So
Yeah, you're not too happy with people who like really bad teammates.
I'm not happy with them at all. I always try and like get them into the party chat so I can yell at them and stuff like that. But they never want to join for some reason, so. But yeah, I'm excited. So can't wait for next week to come and see what happens from this game. So.
All right. Well, Halo 5.
If you don't play it, you're a loser. And if you don't think it's good, then I don't know why you're alive. So, yeah.
Once again, we insult our listeners who don't care about Halo.
Because if you don't care about Master Chief doesn't care about you. So. You're the reason that he's setting all these things off. Whatever he's doing, it's your fault. He doesn't like you, so I'm sorry.
He's trying to like hunt down everybody who hates him. You take him
Oh,
out.
you don't like Halo? Sorry.
All right. So,
well, I guess I'll talk to you next Sunday.
2 weeks.
Christian. All right, dude. Yeah, next Sunday I'll talk to you. So. What? I'm just kidding. Okay, bye.
Okay. Bye. You know I got this soda.
You know it's soda.
Dr.
Right?
Pepper don't know us. What?
What? Got that Coca-Cola. Hey, is there a game that comes out tomorrow that I can say is more important than Halo?
Tomorrow? You mean Tuesday?
Well, tomorrow night.
I'll look it up. I'm sure there's something.
Not Star Wars.
That's not Star Wars, stupid.
I'm just kidding.
You don't even know what that was.
Jurassic Park, you idiot.
Good. Same composer, though, so that's why it's similar.
That's how your mom's similar.
Your mom!
There's another game that comes out tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, go leave. Freaking ad.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, it's WWE 2K16, dude.
Is that it? Darksiders 2 Death.
That comes out the 30th. Comes out the 30th.
Divinity Original Sin, Gladiators Online, Death Before Dishonor, Lords of the Fallen Complete Edition. Minecraft Story Mode Episode 1 comes out on Tuesday.
That game's already out. That date changed.
Oh, this is old then. Yeah, WWE 2K16.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that.
What are we gonna talk about?
Well, I played Uncharted. I beat the first Uncharted in the collection, so I'm gonna talk about how I really enjoyed that, and then my Destiny adventures this week, and my Best Buy adventures.
I played Valiant Hearts, The Great War. Played through the first chapter of that.
It's pretty awesome, yeah. I have it for free. I got it for free on my PS4 like 6 months ago, and they sold it for free.
Yeah,
Pretty
I got
cool.
it for free on Xbox when they put it out like last month or whatever it was. Or
It's
this
pretty
month.
cool.
This month.
It's pretty sad.
Yeah, it is. I'm like the first level, your guy gets shot. I'm like, okay.
And that dog's owner dies, so you kind of take him under your wing.
Well, the dog's owner was a Nazi, so.
Yeah, I know, but it's still sad for the dog. But then the dog loves you, so.
All right, you ready to start?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go.
Oh, is it episode 35?
I don't know.
Sorry, I had to get out of the way for it.
Cool.
All right. Oh, actually, there isn't lots of stuff like some.
Huh?
I was gonna say there's actually lots of stuff I can talk about, but my words they made stuff. You know what? Let's just start, okay?
Which episode is it? We don't need to say the episode.
Yeah, because it's episode 37 plus
No, it's not.
9 plus 9 minus 13
Okay.
or 12 minus 12. All right. Well, are we gonna start it now then?
Yes.
Okay, well, let's start it then.